So as the days and nights are getting colder here, it feels like I'm really coming back to life. What I love about this time of year is how much abundance is everywhere. It feels like everything is ripe and ready to harvest right now. So these days, I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen processing all of our abundance. I've done a lot of canning this season, which I've come to love so much. There is nothing so satisfying as the feeling of opening a can of fresh jam in the winter during those short and dark, cold days, tasting the freshness of perfectly ripe summer fruit. It's just amazing. It's a little sad though, feeling like summer is coming to an end, saying goodbye to something that literally feels like it just got here. I don't know about you guys, but this summer truly felt like it went by extraordinarily fast. I think it's also because I am dreading the winter season so much. Living in such a small space when it's snowy outside is definitely a huge challenge for me. So today I am making a spiced pear jam. Pear jam is one of my favorites. This one sort of turned out more like pear preserves, but I feel like it's going to be really nice on oatmeal. Okay, so although I spent basically no time in the garden this season, I'm kind of amazed by how abundant it's been. When I left for a month this summer, everything went really wild and I kind of gave up on everything, but in between all the weeds, somehow things managed to grow. There's something really beautiful about digging around in the dirt and pulling out this bounty of fresh potatoes. Also, I used so many garden tomatoes tonight to make a mushroom sauce. I've been trying to think of ways to use up all of our tomatoes. Tomatoes are funny because it feels like you wait all summer for them to get ripe, and then all of a sudden, everything is ripe at once. My days lately have felt really long, it feels like, harvesting, fermenting, and just processing everything. Also, I am currently deep in the process of making a little fall winter cookbook. So I've been really working on perfecting a lot of these recipes and taking photos of all of them. Also, something I've been doing lately is making fresh pasta. I think I made it like 3 times this week. I recently got this little attachment for my KitchenAid, and oh my gosh, I am loving it so much. It makes it so quickly. Wow. Previously, I would just hand cut the pasta. On this particular night, I actually made a big lasagna. There was a lot of people here, and I feel like that is such a nice meal for a large group of people. Okay, so my pear jam is now done. It actually takes quite a long time to make pear jam just because there's so much water in pears and it takes a while for it all to cook down. I think I had this on low heat all evening, maybe for about 3 hours, just kind of slow cooking. And then I water bath canned these jars, which honestly, I prefer using my pressure cooker to can just because it feels safer. But this size jar doesn't fit in my pressure cooker, so this is what I am doing. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time saving these preserves. I want to use them in everything. I've been working on this fig Newton recipe, and as I cooked down the figs, I added some of the pear preserves, and that was like such a fun and kind of weird addition, but it tasted so good. I love these so much. My dad used to buy these for us when we were kids, so it feels kind of nostalgic to me. Thank you so much to Jackery for sponsoring this video. If you're thinking of going on an adventure in the snow or in the sun, having a Jackery is the best way to have power in any off-grid situation. This winter in a snowstorm, I went camping and using my 1500 watt solar generator, I was able to power a little portable heater and stay warm all night in my tent. I've used the Jackery in so many amazing fun ways over the years. I love the freedom of being able to have power in any off-grid situation. Jackery is launching a new product, the 1000+ solar generator, which is the perfect size in my opinion to bring camping. Using their Solar Saga solar panels, it makes it seamless and easy to keep it charged while off-grid. They also released a battery pack that you can easily charge using the 1000+ power station. For a limited time, they are offering 15% off these items. Just click the link in the description to check them out. So when I left this summer, my sourdough ended up dying. Luckily, I had dehydrated some of it, so when I got back, I just rehydrated it and have been kind of building it back up to its normal strength ever since. It's definitely not as strong as it was, so if any of you have any tips for a stronger sourdough starter, let me know. That would be amazing. We have such an abundance of potatoes in the garden right now, so tonight for dinner I am making a creamy potato vegetable soup. So I built my little house here about 4 years ago, and it's on my family's land. And I have a pretty large family, so if you're wondering why I'm always making so much food, that is why. We just have a lot of people coming in and out of this place. Also, earlier today, I cooked a loaf of sourdough, and that is what we had with our soup tonight. What I love about sourdough is how it is basically a natural form of yeast. Fermentation is so good for our gut, and I'm basically getting to a point where if I eat anything with wheat, I just go ahead and ferment it. So on this particular morning, I made sourdough cinnamon rolls that I had let ferment all night. These are really yummy. I was photographing these as well for the book, and yeah, I'm super excited about this recipe. I don't know, it's just my stomach has seriously never felt better since eating more sourdough and fermented foods. Also, I've been growing my kefir grains. I feel like kefir is such an underrated thing. In my opinion, we all should have a little kefir starter in our kitchen. Basically, kefir is like a fermented, bubbly drink. I like it a lot more than kombucha because it only takes like 2 days to make versus 2 weeks with kombucha. So right now I'm just showing you my little nighttime routine. I'll usually get some sort of bread thing going in the evening to let it ferment all night long. For me, it's just so seamless and nice to let things ferment all night. And then in the morning, the dough is ready to be shaped. If I try to ferment dough in the daytime, I feel like I always end up forgetting about it and getting kind of lost in a different project, and then the dough gets way too sour and fermented. So that's kind of just my routine. Okay, I know I talked about this before, but I am really considering this idea of putting all of my savings into starting a bakery. I feel like it would be such a scary thing to do, but also it's just like kind of my dream, and I really want to do it. And I want it to be like all these wild harvested things and local organic wheat, and then just basically everything is fermented. So the other day I picked a bunch of elderberries and I'm going to boil them down to make a juice with them. It's been about 24 hours since I fed my kefir, which means now you can strain out the grains and do a secondary ferment with different kind of flavors or whatever you want to put in it. Today I wanted to try making a blackberry raspberry one as well as an elderberry one. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, I'll see you all next week. Okay, bye-bye. Logan. I had a little bit of a explosion here with the soda. The kefir just really fermented. Tastes great, but God, it just got everywhere. I had a kefir fermentation explosion. Oh man. It's just a mess.